we will have an eyewitness account of a guy who barely made it out of there alive. And also a live look at the line outside New York City's World Trade Job Fair. We'll explain what's going on there in a report coming up in our next half hour.
Sending a signal to the world as we speak that if you harbor a terrorist, there will be a price to pay.
Okay.
Small business software, $500.
It's coming up.
Small business seminar, $300. Small business supplies, $90. Leaving work early to use your reward points, priceless. MasterCard business bonuses let you earn points to use anywhere you see our logo. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Today's business thought. The difference between WorldCom and ordinary network solutions companies? We own the most scalable IP network. They don't. We plug solutions directly into our network. They can't. We take precautions. They take risks. But you don't have to. WorldCom Generation D.
Plastic holds the promise of a better world, taking medicine to new heights and giving our lives greater comfort. It's in the packaging that protects us and a pacemaker to empower us, every day touching every generation. From the ambulance to the emergency room, it puts the answers in our hands and hope in our hearts. For a safer, more brilliant tomorrow, plastics make it possible.
America strikes back, and the business community gears up for a long and costly battle.
In the months ahead, our patience will be one of our strengths.
How will this affect the stock market, our jobs, the economy, the safety of our country? Stay with the Fox News business team, keeping you up to date and informed as events unfold. Tonight at 6, exclusive interviews and live updates as America strikes back against terror. Then at 7, what rock did Osama crawl out from? Geologists could help determine his hideout.
It's been more than a month, of course, since the World Trade Center tragedy, and amazing stories of survival are still coming out. Our next guest teamed up with some rescue workers and the last man to escape the North Tower in the new book, 9/11, Terror in America. Please welcome a retired member of the SWAT team, Bill Bresnahan. How are you doing?
All right, John. How are you?
I'm doing great. The images must be still intensely fresh in your mind. What were you doing down there that day?
I was working, and I heard the mayor's message deploying all off-duty and retired police and firemen up to New York to help our neighbor, and I went up there.
And got to the site at what time?
Approximately between 12 and 12:30 that day, right after the second tower, which was building number 1, I believe, fell 2/3 of the way down.
Now, you yourself were hurt that day, right?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Well, floor came out from under me, and was knocked unconsciously. It was at nighttime, very little visibility with the smoke, and we only had flashlights. There was no industrial lighting there at that time, and woke up in the ambulance, and my knee was dislocated and concussion.
What are your overriding memories of what it was like on the ground that day? People have described it as a war zone, as something worse. Well, how would you describe it?
A nuclear war. We were up to our knees with debris. No one spoke. It was very silent. It was like you were walking in a graveyard. It was so discouraging to see that. We were outraged and despondent at that time, just trying to focus on finding survivors.
And you did have a hand in rescuing some people, right?
Yeah, I had bribed a orderly to give me a pair of hospital scrubs, doctor scrubs, to get out of there, and asked the patrol car to take me back to my vehicle at the George Washington Bridge, which I changed and went back to the site and took part in that rescue with 50 to 75 other rescue workers.
In which rescue now?
The 3 policemen?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. 7 o'clock, 7:30 that morning.
You got them out.
Yeah, I was part of that team, yes.
What was their reaction when they first came?
A miracle, like they couldn't believe it. They were, if the ground was clean, they would have got down on their knees and kissed the ground that they walked on. I mean, they were just elated that we didn't give up.
Did you think you would find more survivors that day? Did you think there would be?
I had
other people?
envisioned going up there while I was riding up there of just tending to all hurt people, injured people, internal bleedings, broken limbs, that type of thing, only to find nothing but death.
When you look at these pictures that you see today, the smoke still billowing from that site, does it bring back memories, or does it look so much better, if that word can be used here, that it's almost unrecognizable to you?
Well, to me, that's Hollywood there, and I know it's not. The first 24 hours was the most horrific, I believe, and the smell, when I see the smoke and the debris, I'll never forget the smell.
What are the stories that you will remember? What's the most poignant thing that you saw, heard, felt that day?
The last man out of tower number 1, 63-year-old man, George Slay. He actually saw the plane hit the building, 3 stories above him, and he was conditioned and trained to go upstairs to the roof, and he went to the bottom with 11 people and was instrumental in rescuing 11 people out of his office. It took him an hour to get down the stairs. And he turned around when he got at the bottom. After a policeman escorted him away, he heard a crash. He turned around, the policeman who escorted him was killed. How that man could sleep from this day on, I have no idea.
And it's all in the book, 9/11, Terror in America, yes. Bill Bresnahan, the author. Bill, thanks very much for sharing your story.
I thank you, John, for having us.
Straight ahead, how are protests in Pakistan affecting the war on terror? We're going to go live to Islamabad to look into that. Then, U.S. forces now have even more firepower at their disposal. We're live in Bahrain with the latest on the air campaign.